I hope you brought your hiking boots because we are going into the wilderness. In a wilderness. The Indiana-built 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness is the latest addition to a growing forest of wilderness models in Subaru's lineup. That already includes the Outback Wilderness and Forester Wilderness, which are more rugged versions of what are already supposed to be pretty rugged crossover SUVs. Crosstrek Wilderness follows the same formula, which goes far beyond its copper accent trim. This has a new suspension system that increases its ground clearance from 8.7 inches to 9.3 inches, which may sound like a lot, but is really just about that much. Still better than nothing. The springs and shocks are tuned for rough roads, and this also comes standard with Subaru's X-Mode traction management system that's been programmed to better handle slippery surfaces. Along with that, you get Yokohama Geolandar all-terrain tires, a heavy helping of protective body cladding around the wheel arches and along the bottom of the doors, and new bumpers that help increase the approach and departure angles. The Crosstrek Wilderness also gets cool hexagonal LED fog lights, and on the other side of the coin, a low glare decal for the hood. Under the hood, you'll find a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated flat 4-cylinder engine rated at 182 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque. And under the car, you'll find a metal front skid plate, although it's really just a thin layer attached to the plastic one beneath it. While on top of the car, you'll find roof rails that can carry 165 pounds while the vehicle's in motion and 700 pounds when it's parked, so you can attach a tent up there. Inside the vehicle, you will find a full set of all-weather floor mats and water-resistant upholstery, plus a lot of room for a compact vehicle. This does very well on my 6'1" scooch test where I see how I fit behind myself with the front seat set for me. At a starting price of $33,290, the Crosstrek Wilderness comes pretty much loaded. The only option is a $2,270 package that adds a power driver's seat, moonroof, and an upgraded Harman Kardon stereo system. The instrument cluster has analog dials, but there's an 11.6-inch touchscreen display for the infotainment system, which is equipped with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone integration. They also added a few physical controls for the important stuff, like the radio volume and tuning, and the temperature control and defoggers, which is especially important on a vehicle designed to be driven around out in the snow when you have gloves on. And to that end, heated seats are standard, although this does not have a heated steering wheel, so you might want to leave those gloves on. The Wilderness comes standard with a continuously variable automatic transmission-based all-wheel drive system that gets special gearing to give it a little more grunt off-road, and a transmission oil cooler that increases the Crosstrek's towing capacity from 1,500 pounds all the way to 3,500 pounds. As with many CVTs, the response is a little ropey, but it gets better if you switch from intelligent to sport mode. Fuel economy takes a little hit thanks to all the off-road equipment. This has an EPA rating of 27 miles per gallon combined, which is down 2 miles per gallon compared to other Crosstreks with this engine. The updates definitely improve the way this drives off pavement. And while I found the Outback Wilderness and Forester Wilderness to feel a little tall and tippy on their new suspensions, this one is very planted and composed, out here and on the street. And even though the updates aren't all that extreme, this can handle some pretty rough stuff like a rocky wash. Traction management and ground clearance are both up to it. This really is the best Crosstrek ever, and aside from the fuel economy, you don't really give up much on the road. Even with those knobby tires, it's quiet and comfortable, and potholes do not stand a chance. The Crosstrek Wilderness also comes standard with all of Subaru's electronic driver assist systems, including blind spot monitoring and the eyesight feature with automatic emergency brakes and lane centering adaptive cruise control. In fact, this is an automatic emergency steering system that will brake and try to steer around cars that have stopped within your lane while keeping you in the lane. It won't go outside the lines in case there's another vehicle approaching. Fortunately, I have not had the opportunity to see how well that works. Really, the only time this is at all disappointing is when you're merging onto the highway, because it is a little pokey in the 50 to 70 mile per hour range. But I guess that just gives you an excuse to get off the highway and out here.